Neil Dugan here, just continuing on the series of videos on coherence and also on the conversations. And what we're talking about at the moment are the layers of consciousness. Well, what we're referring to are the layers of the minds. So in terms of the structure of our bodies, we have 5 physical brains, and we work with the 5 minds that are associated with them. Those minds are further split, and they're split into the subconscious, the subconscious, conscious, and also the superconscious. And the conscious mind itself is split into a natural function and also an egoic type of function. So the focus today in this video is the subconscious mind. Now, this is relatively well known in the fields of self-development and that type of thing as a construct which we utilize for understanding processes that go on the intellect, so in the head brain, in the intellect. And for some people, they'll talk about or think about processes that are occurring in the heart brain, like that's relatively commonly talked about. So the way we're talking about things here would be the thoracic brain, and then the mind associated with it, which is the emotional center. And so, relatively understood. So in this case here, though, what we're looking at is the subconscious that's existing and operating in all of the 5 brains, so all of the 5 minds. So the subconscious refers to material which is not really available from the conscious mind. So the conscious mind may get glimpses of this. They may be, from time to time, under tremendous duress or in real stress environments, may get glimpses of what's going on in the subconscious mind, particularly in these other minds. So, the mind like the instinctive mind or the moving center mind or the sex mind for that matter as well. Very, very difficult to actually get information from. So how do we know that it exists? How do we know that this mind level exists, and how would we use it? Main reason that we actually know that it exists is that all of our efforts and work that we do in the subconscious, which is a meditative process normally, is just sometimes we just know that we're not taken to the right place. So we know that we're not actually being taken to the information that's really important to be worked with, really important to be released, and really important to actually be made to gain some context, so that the information that's actually stored here can actually find context with other aspects of our being. So we know that this stuff exists because we can't find it. So we know it's stored somewhere because we know we can't find it. So we sense it, we realize it's there, but we can't actually delve into it. We also see its action. So we do things all the time. So we actually make choices and cause actions to occur, which is surprising to us. So we're really surprised that we're doing these things. And when we look into it, we think, where on earth did this come from? What is it? What's all this about? Well, what this video is telling you is that it's highly likely that the drivers for all of the stuff are sitting in the subconscious mind. So what might be in there? There's memories which are so deep that you won't go anywhere near. There's belief systems, there's experiences, there's patterns and habits are all down here in this subconscious mind as well. So it's a real cornucopia of stuff. Sure, you get all those things happening in the subconscious mind, but we've got access to it. We normally have access to it. With the coherence device, what I've found is that we have a much more immediate access to this information which is sitting in the subconscious mind. And that's because we're actually directly stimulating a relaxation which allows the barriers to drop. With the relaxation, the barriers to the transmission of information drop. And we just get far better results out of it. Another really good question is, why would our consciousness actually have developed a structure which we just can't get into this information? Why would the design of our being be such that there is information that we just can't get at? And the answer is that it's overwhelming. So at any time in our lives, in our journey, particularly in self-development, we can cope with a certain amount of information, and there's information beyond that which is just too hard. And so different philosophers have named this different things, and Mr. Gurdjieff, who I've read a lot of his work, he described it as the organ Kundabuffer, and which is a lovely nonsensical name. But the idea of it is that this is the place that information is stored, where we just can't get at it. And the reason for it is that if we were to have it, if we were to really truly see ourselves down here in this level, it would be too overwhelming and just too much for us. So let's think about it in terms of self-development. Yes, we do want to gain this information, but we want to gain it in a timely fashion. And the same thing goes for the work with the coherence device, or people come into the clinic or utilize one of these devices themselves. Sure, they're going to get more information coming out of it, or more readily access to that information, but the system won't allow you to become overwhelmed. It's not conceivable or possible for you to actually have too much information to deal with. So that's really the introduction to the subconscious mind. It's a repository or a storage of information which is just very hard to get to, and the reason it's hard to get to is that were we to have completely open access to it, it would be very, very overwhelming. Okay, look, I hope you enjoyed that. This video forms a part of a large series of videos which are around the conversations, but also around the coherence work that we're doing as well. So please subscribe to the channel and like it, and tune into this particular playlist. So all of these videos are in the same playlist that's called Communication. Conversations, similar idea. Conversations is what it's called. Okay, thanks for watching, and look forward to seeing you. Thanks, bye-bye.